A man in Alberta wakes up one morning to find a bear on his roof. So, he looks in the Yellow Pages, and sure enough, there's an ad for Alberta bear removers. He calls the number and the man says he'll be over in 30 minutes. The bear remover arrives and gets out of his van. He's got a ladder, a baseball bat, a 12-gauge shotgun, and a mean, heavily scarred old pit bull. "What are you going to do?" the homeowner asks. "I'm going to put this ladder up against the roof, then I'm going to go up there and I'll knock the bear off the roof with this here baseball bat. When the bear falls off the roof, the pit bull here is trained to grab his testicles and not let go. The bear will then be subdued enough for me to put him in the cage in the back of the van." He then hands the shotgun to the homeowner. What's the shotgun for?" asks the homeowner. "Well, if the bear knocks me off the roof, shoot the dog." A first-grade teacher was having trouble with one of her students who was being extremely rude in class. So one day, she asked little Johnny what his problem was. He replied,
"I'm too smart for the first grade. My sister's in the third grade, and I'm smarter than her too."
The teacher took him to the principal's office and explained the situation to the principal. The principal told her that he would give Johnny a test, and if he failed to answer one question correctly, he would have to go back to the first grade and be quiet. The teacher and Johnny both agreed. The principal asked, "What's 3 times 3? Johnny replied,
9.
6 times 6? Asked the principal.
36.
Johnny quickly replied. It continued on like this for almost an hour. The principal asked Johnny every question a third grader should know, and he answered them all correctly. Finally, the principal told the teacher, "I see no reason Johnny can't go to the third grade. He answered all of my questions right." The teacher asked if she could ask him some questions. The principal and Johnny agree. So the teacher asks Johnny,
"What does a cow have 4 of that I only have 2 of?"
"Legs."
Johnny replies. The teacher then asks,
"What do you have in your pants that I don't have?"
The principal gasps, but before he can stop him from answering, Johnny says,
"Pockets."
Then the teacher asks,
"What does a dog do that a man steps into?"
Johnny says,
"Pants."
Finally, the teacher asks,
"What starts with F, ends with K, and means a lot of excitement?"
"Fire truck,"
says Johnny. The principal breathes a big sigh of relief, then says, "Put Johnny in the 5th grade. I got the last 4 questions wrong myself." One evening, a man and his wife are discussing what they think their son will be when he grows up. "I have an idea," says the father. With that, he puts a crisp $10 bill, a bottle of fine whiskey, and a Bible on the coffee table. If he takes the money, he'll be a banker. If he takes the whiskey, he'll be a drunk. And if he takes the Bible, that means he'll be a preacher. The man and his wife hide just before their son comes in the door. As they watch from where they're hiding, the boy goes over to the coffee table. First, he picks up the $10 bill, looks at it, and sets it down. Then he picks up the bottle of whiskey, uncorks it, sniffs it, and sets it down. Lastly, he picks up the Bible, leafs through it, and sets it down. Then, the boy takes the money and stuffs it into his pocket, grabs the whiskey, and walks off with the Bible under his arm. "Well, how do you like that?" exclaims the father. "He's going to be a politician!" A pregnant woman falls into a coma while giving birth. After some months, she finally regains consciousness and realizes that her pregnancy belly is gone. She looks up and sees a doctor standing next to her bed greeting her. "Hello, you have been in a coma for 6 months, says the doctor. "But don't worry," he continues. "You're in good health and you will be released soon." Anxiously, she asks him, "Doctor, what happened? What happened to my baby?" "Don't worry about it," reassures the doctor. "The birth went very well, and your babies are alive and healthy." "Babies?" the woman asks. "What do you mean, babies?" "Ma'am, you had twins, a boy and a girl," replies the doctor. "That's wonderful!" exclaims the woman. "Where are they? Can I see them?" "Your brother has been taking care of them since their birth." "My brother? Oh no, but he's an idiot!" "What did he name them?" the woman asks. "He named the girl Denise," the doctor says. "That's not so bad," the woman replies. That is actually a very pretty name. So, what did he name the boy? She asks. The doctor pauses and then replies, "De nephew." An old man and his wife are in bed. After lying silently for a few minutes, the old man farts and says, 7 points. His wife rolls over and says, "What in the heck are you talking about?" The old man answers, "I'm playing fart football." A few minutes later, the wife farts and says, "Touchdown! Tie! Score!" After about 5 minutes, the old man farts again and says, "Touchdown! I'm winning 14-7. Furious about losing, the wife rips another fart and yells out,
The score is tied!
The pressure is on, and the old man refuses to lose. He strains incredibly hard, but instead of farting, he accidentally poops the bed. His wife hears the noise and asks,
What in the world was that noise?
The old man replies, "That's the whistle for halftime." Switch sides! I was in the airport VIP lounge en route to Seattle a couple of weeks ago. While there, I noticed Bill Gates sitting comfortably in the corner, enjoying a drink. I was meeting a very important client who was also flying to Seattle, but she was running a little bit late. Well, being a straightforward kind of guy, I approached the Microsoft ex-chairman, introduced myself, and said, "Mr. Gates, I wonder if you would do me a favor." "Yes," he asked. "I'm sitting right over there," pointing to my seat at the bar, "and I'm waiting for a very important client. Would you be so kind when she arrives as to come by and just say, 'Hi, Tom'?" "Sure," Bill agreed with a kind smile. I thanked him and went back to my seat. About 10 minutes later, my client showed up. We ordered a drink and we started to talk business. A couple of minutes later, I felt a tap on my shoulder. It was Bill Gates. "Hi, Tom," he said. I looked up and replied, "Shut up, Bill, I'm in a meeting." A psychiatrist was conducting a group therapy session for the first time. The group was made up of 3 young mothers and their small children. The goal was to find out their problems and solve them together. As the session started, the psychiatrist got up, turned to face them, and said, "Everyone has their own problems and obsessions. These problems are different for each individual, but we often unconsciously leave small clues as a cry for help. So, with that in mind, let me go around the room and attempt to guess your problems. From looking at the roster today, I can tell that you all have obsessions," he continued. To the first mother, he said, "You are obsessed with eating. In fact, you even went so far as to name your daughter Candy." He then turned to the second mother. "Your obsession appears to be money," he said. "Again, it manifests itself in your child's name, Penny." At this point, the third mother looked around nervously, hurriedly got up, took her little boy by the hand, and whispered, "Come on, Peter, it's time to go."